Good morning. It is Holivlog day 1. It is December 1st. And I am going to try to vlog every day, at least through Christmas Eve. And then I'm going to talk a little bit about something I'm doing after Christmas. But it's Holivlog. So I'm going to call it Holivlog because there are many holidays during this interval in the winter holidays, because wintertime is significant in many cultures. You know, it is a time when, if you came from an agrarian society, things were dormant and things maybe could get a little worrisome as far as survival. You know, so we needed holidays to have something to celebrate, I guess. Anyway, so what is kind of an overview of what you're going to see this month? We're not doing the Rainbow Rider horse quadrille thing this year. The Rainbow Riders have kind of dissipated, and there's a lot of young students over there, so I have not been working with the advanced students like I was. So that's not going to be happening, unfortunately. But you will see horses, obviously. They're never far from me. You're going to get to see some of my wreath making party that's coming up in a week or so. I'm going to be doing a yoga nidra class with a sound bath. I won't be able to video during the sound bath because, you know, that's kind of a sacred space, and I don't feel right about taking a video in the middle of all that. But we'll talk about that and meet one of my friends that I'm going with. We've got a Friendsgiving this weekend with some friends, and I'm supposed to meet Joel up there. He's going to be at it too. He got invited. We both got invited, so I'm excited to get to spend some time with him. And yeah, so we've got other things that are going on. I'm hoping to get to go to the zoo and see the zoo lights. If that doesn't work out, I don't know. We'll have to see. Timing is a thing on a lot of this, and weather too. Tonight, we're supposed to be able to see the northern lights here in Arkansas because there was a big coronal mass ejection as part of a solar flare that happened, and it's going to be getting here tonight. And what that means, what coronal mass ejection is, it's stuff. It's plasma and gas ions and all that stuff that makes up the surface of the sun got ejected out into space because of a eruptive force from the sun, and it is headed toward Earth. And what it will do is a lot of it will just go past us, but some of it will get in the Earth's magnetic field, and it'll create really intense activity in the Earth's magnetic field, and that's partly what is responsible for the northern lights. Now, if they're very, very strong, that means that the circle of viewing for them moves south. Now, we won't be able to see like the dramatic things that you see in videos from up near the Arctic Circle because we just can't. It's not that strong, ever going to be that strong. That'd be really scary if it were that strong. But we will see probably some things on the northern horizon. I say we will. It is incredibly foggy here today because it rained all day yesterday. And I mean like all day, which, you know, that's great, and we needed it to build up the groundwater, but it rained all day yesterday. And so it's very, very foggy here today and overcast. So if it doesn't clear up, we're not going to see anything, you know. But anyway, so that's kind of what's on tap. There's, I'm going to be doing a cacao ceremony, which is what it sounds like. It is cacao, the dark bitter sweet, or the bitter chocolate. It is meant to be like a heart opening ceremony that is happening, and it's part of a group of my friends who are energy work practitioners, and we're going to be doing that. I'm trying to think what else. I may go and help Joel vend at the mall one weekend. They are vending over at the mall all the weekends in the run up to Christmas to try to make a little extra money. So I may go help him if his partner can't go. Yeah, D&D is happening, wreath making is happening, many things are happening. So yeah, and I do have a little Brayer advent calendar that I'll open later today, but I just wanted to kind of get on and say hello and check in, and yay for Holivlog 2023. Something I wanted wanted to share with you that I'm also going to be doing during December. Several years ago, I started doing the Healthy Knitters Project Peace patterns. I've knit 2 or 3 of them now, and this year they have decided it's time to do Project Peace again, but this time without the knitting pattern. It's just going to be daily guidance and prompts to think about. So I thought I would share them with you, because then that will keep me on track of doing them. So that accountability thing. So the first, you can find this at thehealthyknitter.com and look at their blog. But the reading or the passage today was interesting, because I feel like there's a lot going on in the world that I'm not as aware of as I need to be, and I don't have as much knowledge as I need to have. And so basically what I'm doing is I'm just trying to put out positive energy in the world for peace, and let all beings have peace and be safe, and so on. I don't say that very well, sorry. But anyway, so the quote here is from Clarissa Pinkola Estes. Ours is not the task of fixing the world all at once, but of stretching out to mend the part of the world that is within our reach. And I was talking with a friend of mine about that, and we were talking about, we call them brain weasels, when our brain weasels get the better of us, and how I have gotten a lot better at dealing with my brain weasels, because used to I would have just walked away from situations and not tried to come to a sense of peace about them. I would have just ignored them or avoided them, and that's because that's my attachment style, is I'm avoidant. But I was saying, you know, being able to have positive, clear communication with a partner or with friends or at work is really important. And I'm kind of struggling at work right now with clear communication, but that's something that I need to work on. Anyway, the readings today, or the prompts today, are this. It says we must stretch ourselves to mend what is within reach. So what is within my reach? Substitute and create peace for the word mend is thought-provoking. We must create peace for the part of the world that was within our reach. So what does peace mean to you? What does it look like to put peace into action? Okay, take a moment and close your eyes. What does peace look like? What does peace sound like? What does peace feel like? And in the past year, I have learned to be intentional with defining peace, because it means different things to different people. So the peace nugget or the prompts today is, the 2 suggestions are: make space in your day to be intentional about pausing. You pick the amount of time, and maybe you will want to start small and increase it over the next 21 days. Allow time for stillness to be part of your day. Maybe it's time seated in a chair, feet firmly planted on the ground with your eyes closed, or maybe it's wrapping your hands around your cup of tea or coffee, looking outside and watching the birds, trees, or ocean, depending on your landscape. This is your time to go slow. Grab a piece of paper or a notebook or journal, set a timer, and write for 5 minutes without stopping to the following prompt: what is peace in action? Okay, so yeah, I think that's something I'm going to try to do every day, because I think that that's important for me, that I need to practice. I need to include that in my practice. So there's some beautiful readings that she suggested here, and her condensed definition of peace is right relationship with self, others, and the earth. And I think that's a beautiful goal. Anyway, that's thehealthyknitter.com. Go check them out. I have always enjoyed their readings this time of year, and I have found tremendous growth potential in them. So check them out. Another thing I wanted to share is we have several ginkgo trees here on campus. And I love their leaves. I love the shape, and I love the color of them. And there's one right behind my building here. So I gathered up some leaves today because I want to try to dry them and see if I can put them in resin in a tray that I want to make. Joel and I have talked about doing some resin work while I'm off over the holidays, so we'll see if we can get that done. But one of the cool things about ginkgo trees is they do lose their leaves kind of all at once or over a very short period of time. Sometimes it's called ginkgo rain where it happens, and you've probably seen pictures of like the pictures of a ginkgo trees with just this huge circle of gold leaves around them. And I've seen that happen here on campus a couple of times where I've been outside right when they started losing their leaves and they fall in this tremendous flurry. I remember Maria from Daughters of the Red Sunset talking about ginkgo rain. So I picked up a few leaves today to put. I'm going to dry them, and then I'm going to see if we can't put them in resin. So yay, that'll be a fun little project to try over the break. The cows. I'm just up here checking on the babies. Yeah, I'm just up here checking on the babies. Yep, we got a little baby that was born Thanksgiving Day. Back there with his mama. He was born Thanksgiving Day. So we're gonna call him Giblet. Hi guys, heifer's up over here in my catch pen that I'm selling to a friend of mine. So I came over here to check their water, but as much as it rained yesterday, I was kind of afraid to drive my car up there, afraid I'd get stuck. So I just walked. It's a beautiful day here today. It rained all day yesterday, but it's a gorgeous day here today. So that's nice. Anyway, cows have got plenty of hay. Horses have got hay. Everybody's good, so yay. I'll have to put some hay out probably tomorrow for the cows and the horses, the main horses, so yeah.
They going? Oh, you got the car.
Yeah, I guess those are bent out. Need to be bent out so it'll slide.
Yeah, where it'll
have more room.
It's not catching. Is what it's not doing. It ain't catching on that.
Yeah. Now we'll try it. Hopefully that'll work. Gotta love old equipment, don't you? At least you can still work on it yourself.
Yeah.
Unlike a lot of this new stuff. Well, I have an advent calendar. It's in my sewing room and it's under something that I can't find it right now. I found it yesterday, but those of you who've been with me for a while, you know that Holivlog is usually the time that I go into my sewing room and I do a big straighten up and organize, and this year is going to be no different, you know, because I work on things and I work on things and I look for stuff and I pull stuff out and I don't put it back, and so it needs that again. I started on it yesterday, but it's a little challenging right now because it's cold in there. I still, if you've been following the saga of my gas line, still don't have gas. Hopefully Monday they're going to come install propane. If they don't, I'm just going to say forget it, and we're just going to do it later in the spring when propane is cheap, because I started this process with the propane in September, and propane steadily gets more expensive as we get into winter time, and now they've put me off to the point where I'm going to have to pay a high price. If they mess me around on Monday, I'm just going to say, you know what, we're not doing this right now, and I will buy me some more of these electric heaters, and I will get me an electric wok, and that's what I'll live with until springtime when propane goes back down, because I'm tired of this. It's just been a source of endless frustration. But at any rate, what I also want to do during Holivlog this year is go through, I usually go through a deck and share insights about it. So I'm going to try to do that again. And so the one that I want to do this time, I think, actually there's two. Hang on just a second. These are both new to me decks. These are both published by Hay House. I'm in their card club. This one is the Divine Masters Oracle. This is a new publication, and then this is Angels and Auras. And I'm doing this to get ready for the Omen Days, to become more familiar with these decks. So what I thought I would do is just share a card from these. These are 44 card decks, so I'm going to need to do 2 from each deck each day to stay on track. So we will just start out. And I don't know anything about either one of these decks, so we're going to learn them together. So the first one in the Divine Masters deck is Commander Ashtar. Commander Ashtar. And let's see what it has to say about him or them. I don't know. Okay, so let's see. Okay, Commander Ashtar is leadership activation. Time to evolve, trust in your ability to guide others. Commander Ashtar, sometimes known simply as Ashtar, is a multi-dimensional intergalactic being who is head of the Ashtar Command, a group of highly evolved extraterrestrials who are dedicated to maintaining truth, peace, and harmony in the cosmos. He's been known to appear in human form so they can work with peacekeepers and light workers on planet Earth to support evolution of the human soul. He also appears in the meditations of those who have the potential to lead others to wholeness and healing. If he comes to you, he will often invite you on the Ashtar Command ship where you will receive information to help you evolve. Ashtar, your message is, Ashtar and the Ashtar Command are here to bring you the message that you have the ability to help others heal and evolve. The challenges you are surmounting are opportunities to lead by example. Living honestly and sharing your truth have always been important to you. Now you are being given the opportunity to live your truth in the view of the world. Don't be afraid to take the lead. To evolve into your leadership role, you have to assume your position in the world. Your ego may be loud at this time and may try to keep you small. Don't fight it. Just prove to yourself and others that you have what it takes to silence this voice of limitation. You were born to lead, so lead. Okay. And then the next one in this deck is the Atlanteans. Okay. The Atlanteans is evolution, vibration, legacy, technology, progress, expect acceleration. Legend has it that Atlantis was an advanced civilization that existed thousands of years ago in the center of the Atlantic Ocean. Its people were highly evolved and had many spiritual gifts. They were telepathic, psychic, and known for their ability to combine the laws of science and nature with spirituality to develop technology and create heaven on earth. But somewhere along the way, many of them stopped respecting their gifts and spiritual connection. This caused a great cataclysm that brought their civilization to an end. The Atlanteans of this card are those who continued to live with spiritual integrity and awareness. When Atlantis came to an end, many of these beings ascended beyond the physical dimension and now act as a congregation of evolved souls who, like angels, work with those who are following the spiritual path and want to leave a legacy of light. Your message is you are a future thinker who will leave a legacy of healing and light. Think beyond boundaries and keep your future and the future of your close ones in mind when it comes to making a decision. Atlantean energy is here to help you align your pathway with one that supports the evolution of your soul and your family lineage. This is a time of transcending old ways of being and old patterns. So, I'm going to turn the page. So it is not always easy to navigate, but it will be worth it in the long run. Ideas, creativity, and new technological concepts are all around you now. When it comes to forging new pathways, think of the future, cut out any long-winded approaches, and streamline everything you are doing. This is a time of evolution, so there's a good chance of resistance from old energies in the ego. If you feel challenged or encounter growing pains, you know you're on the right track, so persevere. It's a good message, huh? Okay, so those are those two. Now, the other deck that I want to look at is the Angels and Auras Oracle. This is also from Hay House. And again, I'm just opening these for the first time, so I haven't looked at any of them yet. So we're all going to be surprised together here. Okay. So, okay, so we've got, let's get to these. Okay, so Archangel Shamuel, light green. Shamuel means eyes of God, leading many to think of him as the archangel who can help you find anything. That might mean your soulmate, or it might mean your car keys. However, if we think of Shamuel as having a much deeper purpose in our lives, he is the archangel of personal and global peace. In this capacity, he helps smooth away our fears, worries, and anxieties so we can connect with our joy of life. When we find peace, there is space for happiness to come through. In that way, quote, the eyes of God can help us see our way to happiness. The color light green, sometimes described as electric green, is the color of enthusiasm and change. At its finest, light green can be seen around children giggling because they are fully present and in pure joy. Light green is such an infectious energy, is often described as optimistic, creating a zest for life. When light green is seen in the aura, this person is healthy and thriving. The shadow message is, Shamuel is much like the counselor or angelic therapist. Since happiness is difficult to connect with when we are not at peace, Shamuel may be holding out his hand to say, tell me your problems and I will help you. He has the ability to comfort your anxiety and to undo any tunnel vision that has you focused on the emergencies of the moment. If you allow it, Shamuel can be an angelic equivalent of a loving parent who takes their hand and places it under your chin and says, look up. This message for the shadow sign of light green represents being overextended to the point of anxiety and restlessness. Now is the time to observe your energy management and pull back. Give yourself permission to take things off your schedule and recharge. And I will say this about angel energies. I bumped against it just because of my religious trauma. Many belief systems look at angelic energies. It's not just Abrahamic faiths. It's many faiths look at angel energies. So I feel better in that way now that I know that about working with angel energies. They're just another divine energy or spirit energy, whatever you want to call it, that we have access to, whether you believe it's an external or an internal energy. So, yeah. So, okay. So, the next one is the divine self, or orange. When you are working with your guardian angels and archangels, you are also making connection to your divine self. That's the part of you that remains in communication with the divine. When you do readings for yourself and others, you're tapping into that connection. It is also the way your angels leave messages in your subconscious that gently float up to your consciousness, providing divine guidance and flashes of intuition. Orange is the color of balance and intuition. It represents your highest self, the part of you that fully trusts your perception. Your messages flow clearly when you see light in all things. Shadow message is when this card is inverted, its message from your angels that you need to take more time to connect with your spiritual self. Meditation, affirmation, prayers, these are all great ways to reestablish your connection to your divine self. Evaluate your boundaries and look for areas where you're simply giving too much to others. It may also be that you need to find more time for simple play in your life. The shadow side of orange represents lack of balance. Is there too much energy going out and not enough energy coming in to recharge your soul? Take a bird's eye view of your boundaries right now. Where is there an imbalance in your life? The shadow message of orange is to pull back and express healthy boundaries by saying no when needed. Well, that's always good advice, isn't it? Anyway, okay, so, yeah, we'll see. We'll kind of go through those and see, because I want to use at least one of these in my Omen Days work. And I'm going to do a separate video about the Omen Days probably this weekend to talk about that for people who want to join us in that process. Because they may not want to watch the vlogs. Anyway, so that's where I'm going to end this for today. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.